Welcome back to Leeds Lately. Before we get into this one, if you could just hit that red button down below, that would massively help me out. We are so close now to the next goal of 8,000 subscribers, so every little bit helps now. But without further ado, let's get into today's video, which is another transfer roundup video, another transfer news video. I'm going to be talking about everything that's going on in the world of Leeds United. Now, yesterday I said about Rasmus Christensen and Max Verber that they were at the club, and by all reports it was clickbaity saying these players are going to stay, but actually when you looked into it, these players are going to stay unless an offer comes in. And already Rasmus Christensen looks like he might be going to Eintracht Frankfurt, whether that'll be a loan or a permanent deal. At the moment, we do not know about that, but the player and the club are keen on that deal going through. So we could see Rasmus Christensen leaving before long, and hopefully Leeds could recoup some of the money for him, because if it's a loan deal, then it's not great for us in terms of PSR or anything like that. But depending on whether they can split the wages of whether Eintracht Frankfurt can pay some of the wages, because that is always helpful in these situations when you are on a tight budget being in the Championship. So Rasmus Christensen looks like he's on his way out is the first bit of news. FIRPO as well. Junior FIRPO has been linked with a move back to his prior club, Real Betis. Now, Real Betis were the club that sold Junior FIRPO to Barcelona. Junior FIRPO played in a back five system at or a back three, whichever way you want to look at it, at Real Betis, and he played as a left wing back, and that's where he kind of made his name and really did well for his club, and got that move to Barcelona, which obviously ended up in his career taking a bit of a downwards trajectory, coming to Leeds and then getting relegated to the Championship. But given the fact that Daniel Farke actually wanted Junior FIRPO to not go to the Olympics, to stay with the Leeds squad, and to be able to be part of that pre-season so that he's ready to go into that first game of the season fresh and raring to go, and with all the knowledge that Daniel Farke would like to depart on the players throughout this pre-season, it does seem like Daniel Farke would want to keep him. So it'd be interesting to see how that one develops. I know that's obviously a rumour. Could be that the club have come in with a bid and Leeds have said, no, we don't know on that one at the moment, so I will keep you updated if we get any more information on that, because as of yet, we still haven't signed another left back. We've got Byram and FIRPO, who are both injury prone. If you have both of them, there's a chance you get through the season with at least one of them fit for every game. But if we're to lose one of them, and we've only got Sam Byram as a left back, who really is actually right-footed, then you start to really, really worry about the start of this season. I mean, transfer windows, they always end okay in terms of having enough players to have a squad. But there is a little bit of a worry that it's getting further on in the transfer window at the moment, and Leeds haven't done the business that they need to do. Speaking of which, Leeds were back in for Oliver Skipp from Spurs. Now, Oliver Skipp is somebody who Daniel Farke actually signed on loan for Norwich when he couldn't get Ethan Ampadu back in the day. And he's someone who would provide a very, very decent midfield option for Leeds, somebody who can do a bit of everything, good passing range, be able to get forward a little bit more than Ampadu perhaps could as well. But in recent hours and minutes, it has been revealed that Leicester City are now also interested in Skipp. So if it comes down to it and Leicester are seriously interested and they're a Premier League option of a move, I think he's going to go there. Now, we've seen Joe Rodon turn down some Premier League moves, such as rumoured to be Brentford and a few others, but he went to Leeds anyway. Now, for somebody who has been on loan, that maybe is more of a likely decision to happen, like Joe Rodon, because he's experienced the club, he's experienced playing for them, and he wants a second bite of the cherry of getting Leeds promoted and playing in the Premier League with Leeds. And of course, with friends like Ampadu and stuff in the squad, Oliver Skipp doesn't quite have that connection. So you could see him easily just saying, do you know what? I'm going to go to Leicester. It's a Premier League move and I'll get some Premier League football. So if Leicester are truly in for him and they're serious about buying him and they pay the money that Spurs would be asking for, then there's a no-brainer for the player, and he's not going to come to Leeds. So keep an eye out on that one, because Leicester could be sort of pipping us to the post with that one. In other news, Leeds have played in a couple of pre-season friendlies. Now, the first one was the other day against Rangers, and I think this was more of like an under-23s, under-21 style friendly, pre-season friendly, and that ended up 1-0 to Leeds up in Scotland. And then, of course, yesterday, Leeds played against Lincoln City, and apparently Mateo Joseph scored himself a hat-trick, and Harry Gray, Archie Gray's 15-year-old brother, apparently also featured in this game, which obviously pre-season friendly, but it's interesting to see that he's, even in a pre-season friendly, able to make that step up to what is essentially is first-team football, even though the squads will be mixed. So that's a promising sign for the future for young Harry Gray. About Mateo Joseph, now people are saying, well, I want a new striker, or you want Joel Peru to leave. I think Mateo Joseph, potentially you could see a lot more of him this season. I think Mateo Joseph is somebody who, when he has come on, has looked sharp. He's looked like he wants to be in the right place at the right time. A lot of the time in our attacking situations, you see our players crossing the ball across the box, either a cutback or somebody lofting it into the box. And a lot of the time, nobody's made that run front post, far post. Joel Peru's always on the edge of the box. Bamford does try to make his runs and does make some good runs, but he never seems to be in the right place at the right time. What I've noticed about Mateo Joseph, when he manages to come onto the field, when he manages to get in those situations where he can see somebody's about to cross the ball, he will make a decision and he will go for it. He won't hesitate. He'll go, okay, I'm going front post. And he might check one way, which makes the defender go, oh, he's going that way, then run back the other way, and he just get himself half a yard of space and get to that front post. He's been a little bit unlucky with the actual scoring chances that he's had over the last season with Leeds, but you saw when he played against Chelsea in the FA Cup, when he does get those opportunities, he's a pretty tidy finisher as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of Mateo Joseph this season, and if that's anything to go by, that 3-0 victory with 3 goals from him. Of course, it's only against Lincoln City. Of course, it's a pre-season friendly, but it's promising. If somebody can get their eye in early, even in pre-season, and try to maintain that kind of form coming into the start of the season, you could hit the ground running. Now, Patrick Bamford obviously is, no matter what you think about him, is a decent championship option, and any other championship side would be happy to have Patrick Bamford, I think. Perhaps except Sheffield United, because Chris Wilder absolutely hates him. Honestly, I don't even know if Chris Wilder's still the manager. I haven't paid any attention to anyone other than Leeds. I think he is, and he hates Bamford. But any other club would be happy to have him. And Joel Peru, he just needs to find his rhythm, really. And I think having a full pre-season, being able to properly lock into what needs to be done to fit within Farke's systems, I think he'll come good this season. In that game against Norwich, and I've talked about this before, but in that game against Norwich, in the 4-0 in the playoffs, he was magnificent. He did everything you would want from your striker. He linked up the play, he ran in behind, he allowed players to run beyond him. He had a really, really good game. I want to see more of that. We can't just see that in one game. I want to see a lot more of that. People are saying maybe he should be leaving. No, not for me. I think he should be getting some game time this season and hopefully seeing a big improvement. But I think what I'm coming around to, the whole point is that I think we need to invest in other areas of the squad. I think striker we've got covered. You've got Joel Peru, you've got Patrick Bamford, and you've got Mateo Joseph. And I think that is a very, very good championship 3 for your striker. I think honestly, any other club in the division would kill for that striking setup. So that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and let me know what you think of all the other things that are going on around Leeds United. Apparently, there has been more interest in Crescencio Somerville as well. That is from Rennes, the same team that signed Glenn Kamara. And there's interest from a lot of Premier League clubs, so I think he's probably going to hold out for a Premier League move. But as for now, that is the Leeds news. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.